Hi everyone, thank you very much to be with us today. It's a great pleasure to welcome you here in the French BPI Auditorium. What is BPI? BPI is the French public investment banking to help startups and also large enterprise to make more business and get finance. So we are very, very happy. And my name is Pascal Bécache, and I'm the co-founder of Digital Pharma Lab, together with my mate, Didier Tranchier, that you will meet a bit later on. So, Digital Pharma Lab, do you know what it is? So for those who don't know what is Digital Pharma Lab, let me give you some explanation. Digital Pharma Lab is today the first independent European accelerator of projects of pharmatech startups, between pharmatech startups and pharma and medical devices companies. We are now in the season 3 of Digital Pharma Lab, and today we count numerous projects very successful together with pharma companies. Today we have 6 pharma companies with us that you will meet a little bit later also. They are GSK, Servier, Bayer, Abbott, Takeda, and Biogen. And we have also a lot of startups, and some of them will explain you what they are doing. Digital Pharma Lab choose startups that will help pharma companies to innovate and to find new way of doing business, incremental or totally new. Today, digital is so important in this new era, especially after or during this sanitary crisis. It's very, very important that the innovation come across into the large companies that are sometimes a little bit difficult to absorb. So I hope you will have a great day with us today. Thank you for being with us. And I will call Céline Riou. Céline is the head of Healthtech Accelerator of BPI, the French bank. And Céline, thank you very much for our partnership, and thank you very much for your words.
Thank you, Pascal. Hi everyone, I'm very glad to be here today. I think 9 months after it all started here with the first season of Digital Pharma Lab. So I just wanted, I'm Céline, I'm managing the Healthtech program, which is part of Bpifrance Le Hub, which support the portfolio startups of Bpifrance, supporting them in their growth and challenges, and I'll give you a bit more word on that. Just wanted to give you a few figures on what Bpifrance does on health sector particularly. So last year we funded 144 million euros in grants and loans for innovative projects in health, and 53 million euros in capital investment. So it shows health sector is very strategic for Bpifrance, and as Pascal mentioned, the recent events just show that we really need these innovation in health. The global pandemic asking for a more qualitative remote monitoring and care, need for faster drug and vaccine development. We've seen recent public funding also providing 2 billion euros for digitalization of the healthcare system in France. And there are a lot of initiatives going on and momentum to work on this sector and making France's attractiveness even stronger. We have key assets in France and a lot to do to reinforce our attractiveness. However, digital health is it's still fragmented. The ecosystem is quite fragmented. It's difficult for an entrepreneur to find its way in this market, to find the right funding, and that's what we are trying to work on at Bpifrance. So just a few words on a few initiatives at BPI. We, as mentioned, we directly invest in startups. We have a dedicated fund for digital health called Patient Autonome and directed by Chartrain. So it's 50 million euros dedicated for innovations working on transformation of medicine and healthcare systems. A few examples. For example, we invested in Septo Medical, which is a startup providing AI solutions for medical imaging. We also invest in digital health through our digital funds in startups such as, for example, Pharma Lab, working on AI solutions for histological diagnosis, so transforming the pathology, or Ambler, for example, providing a platform connecting healthcare transporters and institutions. So a few investment, and that's where at Le Hub we arrive and we support them in their challenges. We provide them with expertise, a large network of qualified experts. We can recruit for them top profiles. We provide business connections, more than 300 business connections last year, and more than 80 events, peer-to-peer events, networking events. We also add more widely at BPI, so on top of all the local funding for the project, entrepreneur can find the funding locally through all the regional branches at BPI. We also operate national call projects. For a few examples of open competition today, we have the Grand Défi AI and Health, provided by SGPI, providing funding for medical and economic evaluation for AI-based medical devices. It's still open until December. And the sixth wave of Concours Innov, focusing on mental health and rapid testing, still open until beginning of October. We also work on with different partners, and including, for example, Ministry of Health. We are partner of the Genius platform, which will provide a one-stop shop platform for a digital health entrepreneur, and we hope will help them connect. So reduce this fragmentation of the market, help them getting all the information, orientation, expertise, and connection with the other entrepreneurs. So there's a lot going on, and even more to come. And of course, we're working with all the players in the market. Public institutions, startups, experts, and pharma companies will be key. We think that to help entrepreneurs, especially in digital health, it will be essential to work with pharma companies, and for pharma companies to provide their knowledge, in-house skills, supporting entrepreneurs gaining maturity, helping them on their market access strategy, and to roll out innovation on a larger scale. Of course, as Pascal mentioned, these innovations also will be key for pharma companies, accelerate their R&D processes and bringing new solutions in the market for the prescribers and the patients. So we're very glad to be partner of this program. We think it's a great work to make all these collaboration, pharma companies, startups, more actionable, faster, and we're very happy to be here to launch this initiative, and we hope that it will accelerate all these new partnerships.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pascal.
Thank you very much, Céline. So just to give you some figures, we closed more than 10 projects together with PharmaTech startups and pharma companies during the season 1 and season 2, and we have a special season called Coalition Innovation Santé during the lockdown, where we have been able, pharma companies have been able to provide up to 2.5 million euros to 17 startups, so it was absolutely great. So now I'm very happy to welcome another of our partners, which is EIT Health. And please welcome with me Jean-Marc Bourez, who is the Managing Director of EIT Health in France and Head of VCOE, but he will explain that to us much more than me.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pascal. So I'm really delighted to be here. So today I would like to introduce to you the Venture Center of Excellence. So let me talk about this new program by using the acronym to go fast, let's say. So the VCO is strategic collaborations between EIT Health, which is the European Innovation Institute of Technology, headquartered in Munich. And I'm leading this organization in France as a general manager for France. With the European Investment Fund, they are a specific division, so the Sustainable Development Umbrella Fund, with the equity investment team, we decided a couple of years ago to shape together this new innovative program, which is the opportunity to, let's say, to merge our power fire in between two large organizations. EITLs is actually backed by the European Commission as a H2020 program, so we are publicly financed by the European Commission. We are a network of 250 partners from industry, medtech and big pharma, healthcare providers, health insurance, university, business school, incubator, accelerator, and investors. So in few months ahead, we will be under the new European flag, which is the EU Horizon Europe instrument, and we will be financed accordingly for the following 7 years ahead. We are actually supporting 600 startups throughout some specific incubation programs and internalization program with dedicated access to finance tools. So kind of public investment into companies, so a grant for options model or equity investment with private investors. And we are actually bringing, since we have been created in 2015, 250 million euro of equity investment in a large portfolio of startup. So with EIF, decided to create a program. So they have decided to engage into this program by mobilizing the historical signature of 2.5 billion euro in the VC firms, so the venture capital market. And we will launch in the following weeks. So actually the official launch will start in October 5th and 6th of October in Paris at the Peninsula Hotel to start this 15 years program. So what's about this new program? So first of all, it's invest and return in terms of innovation investment. The partners of EITLs from industry, big pharma, medtech, or healthcare insurance will be invited to place a token within the Venture Center of Excellence, within the VCOE, and the token will generate performance. And in return, the partners that have decided to get access to this strategic collaboration will have a right to operate within the VCOE program. And we will welcome in between 20 and 30 pharma company, a medtech company, or healthcare insurance alongside the venture capital firms that will be called thanks to an official call for expression of interest that will be launched in few weeks. And the EIF will invest with us into the selected venture capital firms as a limited partner in order to co-invest on a deal-by-deal manner on a discretionary basis into the targeted portfolio of companies that you will get access as a member of the VCOE, which means that the members of EITLs will get access to innovation intelligence by being able to get in touch with our deal flow portfolio companies that I will detail a bit later on. Being able to collaborate with the startups that will be selected thanks to this program. So R&D collaboration, strategic collaboration, being able to establish a strong relationship in between the pharma, medtech company, healthcare insurance, VC firm company, and the startups that will be selected at the end to be co-invested within this program. What about the size of this program? So it's new mechanisms where the partners are invited to place the token investment into the program. And thanks to this political gesture, the European Commission decided to back this program by being able to bring 150 million euro on top of this token placement. And therefore, the European Investment Fund will leverage this new financial vehicle by placing the European investment of primary investment into the targeted and selected VC fund managers that will be selected after the expression of interest. At the end, it's roughly 2 billion euro of co-investment capabilities that will be launched officially on October 2020. Co-investment and being able to establish the strategic partnership between the pharma company, medtech, VC fund managers, and the targeted startups. In conclusion, we are at 4 weeks to officially launch these amazing new programs, which have been never ever launched in Europe. Obviously, it's to reinforce our sovereignty, to bring more firepower to the startup ecosystem in Europe, to reinforcing the collaboration and strategic collaboration between a large corporate industry in life science domain with the startups, and backed by the European Commission, EITLs and EIF, to establish a trusted relationship between those different type of players within the ecosystem. So the program will be obviously based on a trust-based community, and we are really committed and willing to make it happen in the following weeks. The solutions will be provided as well as some specific services such as incubation programs, innovation programs, and acceleration programs as well, as it's actually currently already delivered by EITLs as one of our core activities within our work ecosystem. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you very much. You see, we have clear rules of clear sanitarian rules here in BPI, so I have my mask. Thank you very much, Jean-Marc, and we are very thrilled to discuss further with you and the VCOE. And now it's time to introduce pharma companies. So it's the pharma company time. And we will start with GSK. So we are very, very, very happy to welcome GSK in our season. It's the first time GSK will attend. And normally, I should be together with Stéphanie Chartrain. Stéphanie,
Pascal, do you hear me?
Yeah, I do. What about you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you fine?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. I see you on the screen. So this is Stéphanie. So Stéphanie, maybe you can introduce yourself first, very quickly.
Yes, I'm Stéphanie Chartrain. I'm the marketing director for respiratory products in France, and I'm very happy to be here today with you.
Thank you, Stéphanie. First question, Stéphanie, what does GSK in France? Can you explain a little bit?
Yes, of course. So GSK is a science-led global healthcare company with a special purpose to help people do more, feel better, live longer. So we are the first foreign pharmaceutical company here in France in terms of industrial footprint and employment, with 1.2 billion of turnover and 80 billion invested in France in manufacturing and research and development. Our 3,600 employees, whether they work at one of the 3 manufacturing sites in Évreux, Mayenne and Saint-Amand-les-Eaux, or at the headquarters and clinical development center in Rueil-Malmaison, share a common vision: leave no patient behind. So we aim to bring differentiated, high quality and needed healthcare products to as many people as possible with our 3 global business units. So we have a broad portfolio of innovative and established products with commercial leadership in respiratory and HIV, and develops its presence in specialty therapeutic areas, including oncology and immunoinflammation. We have, as you know, perhaps with the recent news, a broad portfolio and innovative pipeline of vaccines to help protect people throughout life. And last but not least, even if it's not my core business, a consumer healthcare business that develops and markets an innovative portfolio of consumer preferred and expert recommended brands in the pain relief, respiratory, digestive health, oral health, nutrition, and skin health categories. So our willingness is to improve lives is based on a strong social commitment to address scientific and medical needs and challenge. now and in the future. So as a modern employees, we focus on inclusion and diversity, health and well-being, and employee development. So our goal is to be one of the most innovative, so I think it's the right place to be here, best performing and trust healthcare company, in few words for JSK.
Thank you very much, Stephanie. It's very, very clear. So what are you looking for by participating in this third season of Digital Pharma Lab? I mean, what were your needs? You express, of course, your needs to us. So can you explain a little bit?
So innovation is one of JSK values. So what I think for each JSK employees makes sense. But innovation is not only medicine. We know we invest in scientific excellence to develop, to launch a pipeline of new products that meet the need of patient, or incremental innovation, as we say, when we develop a new inhaler so that the patient should better take their medicines. But our universe are expanded. The drug is a part of the story of the patient, of the HCP, and the treatment pathway, the day-to-day life of the patient is key to meet their needs. So today we seek to look beyond our core business by seeking expertise, ideas elsewhere. That's why we are here today. And your question was our challenge. So we have lots of challenge when you see the multiple area we cover, as I explained at the beginning, but we have adopted for this session of today a transversal approach with people from different units, services, and so on, and we have selected 3 needs. So I take my paper because I want to be sure that I'm the good speaker for the team and for GSK and for all the units. So one, linked to the treatment pathway in oncology, as I say, is one our specialty therapeutic area we have. More focus on the patient, how to integrate GPs at each step in the patient pathway, how to support hospital to follow their patient remotely, how to simplify the review of the patient files, how to better know the patient way of life, and the patient, how to better identify different alternatives close to my home, not only cure, but care too. So one more linked to oncology and the patient treatment pathway. The second one is more on clinical trial, how we can optimize and accelerate clinical trial implementation in French territory. Mapping of ongoing clinical trials in France, accelerate screening and randomization of clinical trials. I hope that I'm a good speaker for you for France. And the third one is bringing add value to the medical visit. So we don't need to have a new CRM or a new tool. We have efficient tool to organize peer-to-peer meetings, to send information and so on. So we are looking for something that perhaps doesn't exist, but that will make the difference tomorrow for HCP and increase the impact, even if you cannot see them, even if you have another way to speak with them and to give the information to better treat their patient. So large needs, as you can see, many challenge.
Large needs, so we have tried to fulfill these needs with some startups that you will meet during the course of the season. Last question, I cannot stand asking you, but why have you chosen Digital Pharma Lab?
So we were involved in Coalition COVID with you, as you explained at the beginning,
Absolutely.
And we have already seen your professionalism, because at the end of the day we have a deal with one of the biotech, so it makes real sense for us. I know that the Digital Pharma Lab know very well the startup universe. You have a network, but at the same time you understand the needs of a big pharma, the opportunities, but also the limits. And I think it's quite important to save time. So we look for concrete, smart, and ethical solution. And that's why I think we're on the right place. And we appreciate a lot the format, and I can't wait to hear all these innovative companies today. So thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Stephanie. We are blushing a little bit with all your compliments, but you can also count on us for the concrete, ethical. It's our motto as well. So now it's time to thank you very much, first of all, Stephanie.
Thank you.
You can a round of applause. And now, okay, it's Takeda. No, it's Céline. It's Céline, Servier with Didier. Didier, it's up to you now, actually. Ah, Karine. Karine with Biogen. Okay, okay, great. So, hello, Thibaud.
Hello, good morning, everyone. So it's a pleasure to be here with Thibaud from Biogen. For first question for you, Thibaud, and I know you well now. So for the benefit of all, could you please introduce yourself quickly, Biogen, and also Biogen Healthcare Solution, please?
Thank you, Karine. Thank you, everyone. I'm very happy to be here for the third time. This is really a commitment of Biogen from the beginning with the Digital Pharma Lab, so we are very happy to be part of this journey. As you may know, so my name is Thibaud Guymard. I'm the head of product and strategy at Biogen Healthcare Solutions, and I will explain what it is now. So basically, for most of you, you may know what Biogen is. Biogen is a pharmaceutical company that is based in the US. In Boston, Cambridge, and we are pioneers in neuroscience. That means that we are a company that is really focused in neurosciences and finding treatments for patients living with neurological diseases. And within Biogen, we have decided to invest more than 2 years ago now into a digital unit, a global digital unit that is called Biogen Healthcare Solutions. And that has been created in France, in Paris, where now more of 45 people are based in Paris and are operating in more than 15 markets. And we are really focusing on neurodigital health and medicine. We have, as you will see, so the core of what we do is really to try to solve customer problems, so HCPs, neurologists, and patients' problems that has those problems at global scale. So we try to develop solutions that have a global scale and products and solutions that are non-promotional and that is always leveraging and trying to make this mix between the technology and neuroscience to deliver value to the patients and the HCPs. So today, I think it's a great moment because this is the first time I'm presenting this overall slide, I would say. So for many of you, you may know that we have been launching in 2018, so 2 years ago, Clio, or it's also called Abby, which is an app for people living with MS, which is now which is the #1 app in the world. It's the most used app for people living with multiple sclerosis. It's available in more than 15 countries. We have also expanded a new solution that we developed in 2019. That is called NeuroDM. This is a portal for people living, for the HCP, sorry, for the healthcare professionals and the neurologists. They can access to high quality content in neuroscience. And it's one of the top reference now after a year and a half. It becomes one of the #1 reference in most of the markets. And now, and this is an important time for us. So today, you may know for those of you that are in the multiple sclerosis space, that this is the time of ECTRIMS and ACTRIMS. This is the most important conference worldwide in multiple sclerosis. And we have announced today, we are announcing the creation and also the launch in the study. So we are currently developing a solution that we called Connectome, where we still need to have scientific evidence of this new solution, but we are creating Connectome, which is going to be a neurological disease outcome assessment and monitoring tool. And we are, through this product, going to hopefully by the end of the year or beginning of next year, enter in the medical device world through this product. So that's kind of an important announcement for BHS and Biogen.
Okay, thank you, Thibaud. So you share your main portfolio and solutions. That's great. And can you focus on your approach regarding innovation and also share your main challenge today on top of that?
Absolutely, Karine. So that's the next slide here. So what we do in terms of innovation at Biogen and BHS, the first point that is really the key one, and I think that's true for all the companies that are here today, everything starts with people. So you need to have the best people in the best places and the best seats. And so we are regularly, I would say, evolving our organization. You know that BHS has been created more than 2 years ago. but we've been moving from 1 person to now more than 45 people. So the team is growing pretty rapidly. And so we have really exceptional people coming from the academic world, sometimes from the pharmaceutical industry, but also sometimes from startups in the healthcare sector or outside to really bring some of the top expertise that we need to build this team that is going to be leading in the neurotech. And then our core is really to build the digital healthcare solutions of today and tomorrow. So we are building solutions that we have been talking about, and we are building the next generation like Connectome. And this is a solution that we have created also in the first version in collaboration with a startup company based in France. And we are going to continue to build our open innovation approach. This is really something that is really important for us. And one of the reasons we're here is to get access and understand who they are, what they can bring to the table, and how we can potentially partner together. And so in areas that are very specific to Biogen, like multiple sclerosis, like SMA or Alzheimer's disease, of course, that we are focusing on.
Okay, Claire, good opportunity and challenges for you and your team, Thibaud. And so last question.
Maybe just Karine on the challenges. If you're talking about the challenges, I think our main challenges is the access. So the access to the patients and to the HCPs. We have already solutions that are spread out in more than 15 markets, but our challenge is always to try to get, even if our solutions are good and used, we want them to be expanded and to be more used than they are today. So that's one of our key challenges. The second one, like I was saying, is to strengthen our neurotech network. Neurotech is a new word that we are using a lot at Biogen and that we're going to use even more. BHS is going to be this pioneering in neurotech type of group. And we want to kind of gather with us the neurotech startups and so build that network over the next years. And you will see that there will be announcements through BHS and Biogen in that space. And also strengthen our new capabilities in strategic areas and especially in data science. You can imagine that through the solutions that we are building, it's really about the data that you are collecting that are going to measure the disease of the people at home or in a clinical context. So how can we use that data to understand better the disease and potentially bring even more value to the patients and the HCPs in the future?
Nice, fantastic challenges. Thank you, Thibaud, for sharing. So last question, more soft, let me know like that. What did you choose to be part for the third time to the DEPL program again? So
the reason why we do participate to the Digital Pharma Lab group is really that we together at BHS and at Biogen, we really want to build that network that I was talking about. So we want to expand our network of neurotech startups. We want to also acculturate the BHS people I was talking about. There are many new people that are newcomers within BHS, sometimes to the pharmaceutical industry or to the healthcare sector. So the idea is that throughout the year and the 3 sessions, we've been acculturating more than 10 people of the team that have been also sharing with others. So that's really a way to increase the knowledge of the team, expanding the network, as I was saying, and also building collaboration with startups that I hope will lead to concrete partnership and help us really move forward and accelerate our momentum and our portfolio of solutions.
Good, perfect, Thibaud. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Karine.
Thank you to both of you, Karine and Thibaud. It's a pleasure to have you again, Thibaud, with us and Biogen all together. So prior to our next keynote speaker, it will be also a very interesting keynote speaker, we have the pleasure to show you 2 videos from very innovative startups. The first one is from ChronoLife. Now I have a paper so I can see exactly where we are. And the second one is from academic labs. So I leave you with ChronoLife first and academic labs second.
Maybe could do me a favor? I really want to have a timer while I talk, but the chances are
non. Tu me dis tu y es? Okay, so apparently we have some sound issues, so sorry for that. It's we are in live, so it may happen. So thank you very much for your indulgence. So in the meantime, we will try to get in touch with our next keynote speaker, who is I'm very, very happy to welcome here. Is a very well-known person in the pharma industry, former chairman of I4Pharma. It's Paul Sims. Paul, can you hear me? Paul?
Yes, I can hear you very loud and clear. Thank you so much.
That's great. So I'm very happy to see that you still have your bicycle behind you. So great.
Yes.
Paul, thank you very much for being with us. It's a great honor, great pleasure. And you accepted to give us some words about your view of the innovation and whatever you want, actually. We said you have carte blanche, so go ahead.
I know, famous last words. I think you might regret that. So, well, let's get going. Thank you so much to Pascal and to Didier for the invitation. You guys clearly have an amazing community, and thank you so much for letting me be part of it. I wish I was with you in Paris, but this is the world right now. So I have about 420 seconds to talk to you, and I'm supposed to really tell you all about why you pharma guys in the room, why you need to be working with startups. But the thing is that if you didn't already think that, you wouldn't be here, right? So I won't patronize you by telling you what you already know. But what I would like to do is to give you maybe slightly different reasons from the ones that you might be used to. So can I just check that you guys can see my slide? Can you see my slides? Hi, everyone. Yes, we can. Okay, great.
Yes, we see your slide.
Okay, so first one, startups have great ideas. I heard this already mentioned a couple of times today. Well, maybe it's true, maybe it's not true, but the point is that it's actually not so relevant. It's not the biggest reason why pharma needs to work with startups at all. Second one, startups introduce a culture of innovation. This is also what we hear a lot. Again, it might be true, but the truth is that it's very difficult to change the culture of a pharma company, even by introducing startups. And this is not, again, the biggest reason. Number three, startups need our guidance. They need our investment. They need our understanding of the health market, of health systems. Well, maybe that's also true in some cases, but the reality is that there's plenty of investment out there for good ideas right now. This is not the main reason why startups and pharma need to work together. What I believe are the three biggest reasons are as follows, and these are very honest, and I apologize in advance. Number one, you're not dumb enough. I'll explain. Number two, you keep looking forwards. And number three, you get paid too much. Let me explain. First one, you're not dumb enough. Okay, so this is a quote from Clayton Christensen, who wrote the book, The Innovator's Dilemma, and it's one of my favorites. In the beginning, a disruptive idea looks like a toy. And we all know what that means. We all know that what that means is that the people who are in charge and who typically hold the greatest market share do not actually appreciate the new idea at all. They consider it to be maybe too niche, maybe too silly, maybe it's for a market that's not big enough. And this is a completely natural thing. This will look like a joke to you. Most ideas, when they first begin, indeed do look this way. Many of you in this room will have experience of marketing. Here's a quote from somebody who I follow on LinkedIn. And he says, there's no such thing as a marketing expert nowadays, because Gary, who's worked in marketing for 15 years, has 2.5 awards to his name, has Cannes Lion nominee tattooed on his back, named his 2 children SEO and Pepper Say, prefers reading Seth Godin books every night to making love to his wife, who coincidentally doesn't want to anyway because he shouts, "Here come my micro-influencers at the point of orgasm," can easily be outperformed by a 15-year-old sat in their bedroom uploading videos of their cat's bumhole on TikTok. In short, our industry and the world changes far too quickly for anyone to remain an expert. The minute you think they're thinking you're an expert, you've already lost. All of us can do is just keep trying new shit and hope we stay ahead of the competition. Okay, and as you can see, this has been a very popular post. And the key point here that I'm trying to illustrate actually is this one. Keep trying new shit. And this is something which might seem very trivial when this guy talks about marketing, but actually the same thing is true in drug discovery. Many of you will recognize this guy. His name is Mike Ray from Idea Pharma. He runs a consultancy designed to help pharma companies position their drugs during the normal pipeline. And one thing that he often illustrates is how different companies treat different drugs differently, and it can make a huge difference. This is the difference between 2 of the largest drugs at the moment, Keytruda and Opdivo. And you can see very similar clinical profile, but very different financial profile between the 2. And the difference between the blue Opdivo and the green, which is Keytruda, is around $2.5 billion over this period shown here. Most of you think you probably want to be the blue ones, but actually the green ones are growing much faster towards the end. And of course, after 2017, they overtook Opdivo by quite some significant margin. So what Mike Ray looked at, he asked himself, what is the reason why some companies do better in drug discovery and others do not? And what he discovered that despite all of the processes and systems and predictions that we use, serendipity is more important. In other words, things taken by chance are actually more likely to have a bigger effect than those which are planned. Teams game the numbers, predictions always look positive. We always say we're going to be successful in the future, and we know this is not true, especially in drug discovery. And real success came from planned serendipity. In other words, When drugs were given extra variables in phase 1 and phase 2, they were discovered to have different effects from what were expected, and people could pivot, even in just drug discovery, according to those new unexpected insights which were gained. So the real success in drug discovery comes from adding new variables that you were not expecting, even in the highly regulated and highly sophisticated science of drug discovery. So of course, if it happens there, it happens elsewhere as well. And the point that I'm trying to make here is that experienced executives are not fit to judge whether an idea will be successful or not. In fact, the job for experienced executives must only be to set up the environment where the market can judge ideas and not to attempt to judge them themselves. So if you have a situation in your company where, for example, you are looking at ideas and passing judgment on whether they're successful or not, then you're probably doing things in the wrong way, because you are not the expert. You are too clever. You are too clever to judge what is a good idea or not in the early stages. My second reason is you keep looking forwards, and I realize I'm going to have to speed up as time is already ticking. This is a pharma company, a big mountain. You've spent years optimizing your company to look just like this. But the reality is, if you zoom out in today's environment, there's another mountain. We want to be on the other peak of the mountain. We've optimized ourselves for one situation, but now our customers are somewhere else. We have to go over there. So we need to get from one peak to the other. How do we do that? Well, we cannot just take a step from one peak to the other peak, because that's impossible. Nobody has big enough legs to do that. What you have to do is you have to go down the mountain first and then up the next mountain. In other words, you have to unlearn. You have to go backwards. You are always looking forwards in pharma. You're always trying to incrementally improve. And the idea of going backwards and unlearning things is almost impossible for most of our executives to understand. On the left-hand side is how traditional companies typically work. They hire the best people, they create the culture, that develops the process, and that makes accountability. Whereas actually, startups work the other way around. They start by understanding the metrics that matter. This creates the accountability, that defines the process, that defines the culture, and then that defines what people are actually brought into the business to do it. It's the complete opposite way of thinking, and it's incredibly hard for pharma companies to understand this. So the best ideas will never be created by larger companies, I'm afraid. Number three, you get paid too much. This is a controversial topic, and I'm going to put a controversial picture here. This is a scene from a terrorist incident which took place just before lockdown. This is at the end of last year in London, near where I live. And here a terrorist person was rising up, and he stabbed 2 people and killed 2 people. But he could have killed a lot more if it weren't for these 2 people that you can see attacking the terrorist on the bridge in London. One of them grabbed a big pointy tusk from the wall. The other one grabbed a fire extinguisher and prevented this guy from doing any more damage. He was wearing a suicide vest during this episode. So it was very dangerous to get close to him, yet 2 people did it. So ask yourself this question. Are you the kind of person who is a safe person? The majority of us will stand away. We will not take part. We will not engage in something like this. But very few people, they will think they have nothing to lose. They have to do something for the greater good. They will grab whatever they can, and they will rush towards the fire, not away from the fire. Ask yourself, what kind of person are you? And if you're the sort of person who takes the safety angle first, then you're probably the majority working inside the pharma company. And if you're the person who rushes towards the fire, you're probably the entrepreneur. In pharma companies, we look after ourselves so well that we don't have the appetite for risk that an entrepreneur might have. And so you have to welcome these kind of people with much less to lose, who might not have the fancy backgrounds that you have, to be the innovators for the future. I think that one of the best illustrations of why we get it wrong is when people say COVID-19 is just an accelerant. No, it's not, if you don't want it to be. It's an opportunity to change the rules. And that is the attitude that the entrepreneur takes. And the accelerant is the opportunity, is the stance that everybody else takes. When we went from Web 1.0 to Web 2.0, we changed the business model. The business model of the companies on the left is very different from the business model on the companies on the right. The ones on the right could not even exist in an offline world. And likewise, when the rules change, you need to be prepared to adopt different business models, because these companies on the right are obviously the most successful ones in the world. So I guess my message to you is pharma needs startups, but not for the reasons that you think. It's absolutely vital that if we're going to really make a good way forward out of the current crisis, that we involve startups, but we do so because actually it's impossible for us as large companies to have the same innovation as the smaller ones. Thank you very much.
I don't know what you think in the room, but it was quite surprising and quite interesting. And I don't regret, Paul, to have given to you this carte blanche, and you were even beyond expectation. So, but
hopefully I frightened everybody.
The good news is the pharma companies that are part of this season 3 of Digital Pharma Lab are, of course, entrepreneurs. You cannot say the opposite, of course. And thank you very much, Paul. I hope we will see you lots of times again in our events, and many more times again also. When we can travel, you will come to Paris, I hope, and we will visit you in London.
I would love to. In the meantime, everybody can send me their hate mail to me via LinkedIn. So thank you.
Please follow Paul on LinkedIn. It's really interesting, and all the other networks. Thank you very much, Paul. Thanks a lot. Now we have found again the sound. So we will go back to 2 startups videos. So first of all, ChronoLife, and the second one is Academic Labs. Now I think it works, right? Okay, so right now.
I'm the founder and CEO of Academic Labs. We're excited to be part of Digital Pharma Lab. I'm going to give you a short introduction to who we are. So we're Ghent, a Belgium-based company, a startup, who brings together 2 worlds, the academic world and the industry world, facilitating collaboration so real impactful science and innovation can be accelerated. We're really convinced that for any technological challenge, for any societal challenge, there's someone out there who can fix that. There's millions of academics out there, so there must be someone who's working on the topic today, trying to find solutions, and that's where we are helping. Because today, the academic world is so fragmented, it's not easy, it's very hard, and often impossible to find the right collaborator. That's why we built academic labs, giving transparency in who's doing what today, what have they done in the past, who did they work with, so you can find the exact right collaborator for you. A short example, if I search on academic labs for Alzheimer biomarkers, I can find lots of data like publications, ongoing research, patents, research groups, etc. If I look for collaborators, I'm looking for groups, for example. I want to see on this topic those that have published in top journals in 2020. I can filter down by all kinds of other criteria like funded programs, clinical trials, number of publications, etc. I can see that this group has published a lot on this topic, so interesting. I can see actually that they're doing ongoing research on my topic today, which is super relevant. I can see they're involved in clinical trials. They have plenty of publications on the topic. I can even analyze all their publications on collaborations, top journals. I can search within it. I can see who they work with, etc. And if I'm interested, all I need to do is get in touch or save for later. If you want academic labs to help you in your projects, happy to organize a personal demo for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much to ChronoLife and Academic Labs. And now it's my great pleasure also to welcome Arnaud Delatour. Arnaud is the CEO and founder of Hello Tomorrow. And we are very pleased to partner with Hello Tomorrow in this program, the Global Pharma Booster, which is a combined offering between Hello Tomorrow Scout Startup and Digital Pharma Lab Accelerate project. So now you are going to talk with Bayer, I guess, Arnaud.
Yes, indeed.
And thank you very much for being here. I understand that you are running between your small daughter here, etc. So thank you very much, Arnaud. So it's yours now with Bayer.
And it's not easy to run with the mask. Thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here. This is the third edition of the Digital Pharma Lab program, but this is the first edition of our command program, the Global Pharma Booster. And as Pascal said, it's a combination of our international network of startups and their ability to turn those collaborations into concrete business and also their expertise in the field. And concretely, how it works is that we share the topic on which the pharmaceutical companies want to work with startups within our network of more than 2,000 highly qualified startups that we call our deep tech pioneers. 1/3 of it is in healthcare. And it boosts the quantity of potential collaborations that pharmaceutical labs can have. So I'm very happy to launch this first program today with Digital Pharma Lab. And our goal is that in the next years, it becomes one of the world top tier acceleration program, really worldwide. And I will let also Sylvain from Bayer tell a few words about what they are doing and also about the program itself. Thank you.
I'm Arne, I'm the founder and
Hello Arnaud, hello everyone. I am Sylvain Dias, Head of Commercial and Customer Experience Innovation for Bayer Pharmaceuticals France. My team and I are delighted to participate to this event in collaboration with Digital Pharma Lab and Hello Tomorrow.
Hello, Sylvain. I'm sure here everybody knows about Bayer, but can you maybe explain what sectors you operate in and also what vision is driving your activities?
For sure, Arnaud. Bayer, as you know, is an international group that operates in two life sciences areas, food agriculture and health. The vision of our group is health for all, hunger for none. And the mission that guides us is science for a better life, as you can see it there. Within the pharmaceuticals division of Bayer, our core business is the development of new drugs for patients in order to respond to our society's public health needs and expectations. Bayer Pharma relies on its historically recognized expertise in the therapeutic areas of cardiology, ophthalmology, gynecology, and radiology. We are also present in oncology and hematology.
And what roles do you see digital innovation play in your business and for your customers? and of course also for the whole healthcare ecosystem?
Okay, nice question. Our R&D efforts, as well as the diversity of our pipeline, are accompanied by innovative approaches and broaden the range of possibilities of digital transformation. For information, Bayer has undertaken in big data analysis using artificial intelligence to meet the needs of patients and healthcare professionals. For example, to define algorithms to identify predictive factors for a particular pathology, or even increase compliance to treatments or optimize the treatment path. But beyond medicines, our wish is to provide the best possible support for the health services. For this, the implementation of platforms and services for healthcare players and patients is essential for us in order to optimize the patient care pathway and to meet the current challenges of our partners.
And what is the reason behind the partnership you have with us, so with Digital Pharma Lab and Hello Tomorrow?
Of course, this is why we are here today. So you will understand that innovation at Bayer is part of our DNA. It's at the heart of our vision, our missions, and our businesses. We understand that there is no innovation without collaboration, which is why we are tapping into the world's innovation ecosystems to explore, discover, test, and co-create with you leading customer-centric solutions. We are constantly searching for new technologies and creative approaches to develop more effective solutions in healthcare. For example, we have just signed a partnership with the EPHP in France for clinical research and innovative projects using artificial intelligence. In this way, the Digital Pharma Lab program is perfectly in line with our objectives. Indeed, this is a great opportunity for us to take our approach further by calling on startups to find innovative solutions.
And talking about innovative startups, there is currently a startup call still open. Actually, today is the last day, so there is still time for those of you who want to apply. Can you tell us more about which type of solutions you're looking for?
Of course, I would say that this is the main topic today. So let me come back on the themes for which we are actively participating today. The first project is about innovative interactions with our customers. Each healthcare professional is different and waiting for a tailored approach, including communication and services. So we are looking for a startup that will allow us to set up a best-in-class solution for a Bayer on-demand project. This solution needs to provide optimized accessibility to our services and help healthcare professionals in their everyday professional needs. Then, our second project is about the optimization of the care pathway for patients with heart failure and or diabetes. We want to develop an innovative solution to improve the management of complications and the prevention of cardiometabolic events for patients with heart failure and or diabetes. For this, as we said, we are looking for a partner that could support us in both the management of big data and artificial intelligence for health, and on the other side, on data aggregation from different sources. So, to be, I would say, synthetic, these are the projects we wanted to share with you. Of course, my team and I will be more than happy to answer any question and look forward to working with you on these topics. So thank you for your time, thank you for listening, and thank you for your application.
Thank you, and I can't wait to see those exciting projects coming to life.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Arnaud, and thank you very much to Sylvain. So you have discovered a very exquisite French accent, and I think you have all understood what Sylvain said, but I think it's understandable anyway, and we have all this exquisite French accent, so it's great. So now let's introduce a Greek startup we are very pleased to welcome. In a short video, it's Langerware, and I suggest you follow this video.
Hello, Arnaud. Hello, everyone. I am Sylvain Dias, Head of Commercial and Customer Experience.
My name is Vasiliki, and I'm the founder and CEO of Langerware, a company in the making for the last 8 years. Langerware is an award-winning health and deep technology startup. LanguageWare is a solution to the lack of early cognitive assessment to identify neurodegenerative and psychiatric diseases. We use artificial intelligence and machine learning to detect and monitor digital biomarkers based on language and speech. We offer a fast and accurate diagnostic tool, an efficient patient recruitment tool for clinical trials, and a remote monitoring and assessment tool for telemedicine. Our scalable platform solution provides accurate and interpretable results for multiple languages using quick and simple tests based on speech and language. The LanguageWare platform benefits the pharmaceutical industry by maximizing success for clinical trials, reducing the costs of clinical trials, providing the therapeutic to a wider audience, and monitoring the effectiveness of the provided treatment. If you would like to find out more about LanguageWare, please contact me at the email shown here. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jean-Claude Roche, and I'm pleased to be with you today. And I would like to introduce you the Abbott team. I hope they are online. The Abbott team is the first team today that is not based in France. They are based not far from France. They are based in Basel, Switzerland. And do you think they are online?
Yes, we are.
Oh, you are online. Yeah. Excellent, excellent. So I would like to introduce Angélie Pham. Angélie is a digital manager in the global digital department of Abbott, and David Faria is the head of digital innovation. Both of them are with us to introduce us Abbott. We all think we know very well Abbott, but not so much, as you will see, because there's a lot of different activities at Abbott, and I will let them the stage to introduce their company.
Thank you, Jean-Claude. Hi, everyone. So I will be co-presenting with my partner in crime, David Faria. And he let me introduce about the company, since I've been working at Abbott for many years already. But then David will take over on the presenting and sharing with you our challenges in the digital transformation. So thank you for the opportunity to share a bit about Abbott. As you mentioned, is maybe not so well known in Europe. We are actually quite globally present. But in Europe, you may know Abbott through Freestyle Libre. It's a connected device for diabetic patients in order for them to really monitor their glycemia every day, and it's very life-changing for patients. So probably you have heard recently about Abbott with this product. But we have many other products, famous products in the world. We are more famous in the United States and also in Asia and in Latin America for nutrition, diagnostics product as well. And so, as I mentioned, we have multiple divisions, diabetes care, nutrition, but David and myself, we work at the branded generic medicines. So branding medicines is really about a product that already, let's say, mature, and we are also expanding our portfolio into generics product that already out of patent. Nevertheless, we are looking into really bringing high quality product in emerging markets. So our goal really, our vision is to help people live their best life through better health. And our goal at the branding generic medicines division, our company, we want to transform the way people use medicines in emerging markets. So it's important that you see where is our scope, because we believe that we can also change life of people in emerging markets for our product, but also the services that we want to bring to life. Okay, so our main markets are, let's say, Colombia, Chile, India, Russia, Pakistan, Peru, Vietnam, but overall, as I would say, Latin America, Asia Pacific, Middle East, and Africa, Russia, and CIS countries. So we have a portfolio of high quality and trusted products. And what I wanted to highlight here is our therapeutic areas. We have quite a broad portfolio in gastroenterology, women's health, cardiometabolic, pain management, and CNS. And we are the market leader in vertigo, and as well as respiratory. So as I mentioned at the beginning, we are looking into providing high quality medicines for our patients in emerging markets. But for us, we see is also it's not a unique differentiator. And in the future, and we were actually working right now with David as well, and with the organization to add services around this portfolio. To create value for our patients and our healthcare professional. And this is why we came with, and actually it's the biggest program that we are working on in this area called A-Care. It's a digital ecosystem that we want to build with a focus on adherence. So I will let David.
Yep. Okay. Maybe before giving the stick to David, yeah. I just would like to stress that what's very interesting in your presentation is that it's. I feel the collaboration we are going to have is both interesting for you and for Digital Pharma Lab, as you have very specific challenges being working in emerging countries. Specifically on branded generics, we know that there are economical challenges that we will have to face together. So maybe, David, what are your specific challenges and what are your goals in your cooperation with Digital Pharma Lab?
Thanks, Jean-Claude. Pretty much what do you see from our presentation, especially the last slide that Angelique just showed to us, right, was that our main focus or our main service itself is going to be based on A-Care, which is the focus on adherence. And adherence, not only for us, but even from the WHO, has been one of the biggest challenges that they have in terms of how the patients are handling their own medications. Even the WHO just put like different multidimensional aspects for adherence when it comes back to socioeconomic issues, healthcare systems itself, how the healthcare systems are based on the emerging countries that we are actually act on. What is the patient itself, right? Some patients have different behaviors than the other patients. What is the condition itself that the patient is having, and what is the regimen and treatment that the patient is doing? So all of those different aspects change the different behavior or how a patient is going to be more adherent or less adherence for his own medication. So our main goal with the A-Care platform is actually changing the patient behavior using behavior science techniques to make sure that the patient becomes more adherence for their own regimen. It's not about changing the medication or making a new medication discovered. It's really trying to make the patient understand his condition and how he needs to handle in terms of adherence. So our main challenge, and something that we're working together with our A-Care program, is actually try to tap into the ecosystem of startups and understand how they're really handling such connection or such communication with the patients in order for them to be more engaging, understand that they don't need to, they cannot really drop their current treatment, and they need to keep doing, especially for chronic disease, that the treatment is something that is going to be good for them in a long-term approach. So that is a big challenge. And as I'll just trying to paraphrase a little bit of what Paul just mentioned before on the presentation. As a big company, we like to play with the things, right? And in order to play with the things, it's easier for us to go with and partner with startups because they have the more flexibility to play with the things. And having such an experimentation environment, it's what really drives us in order to have our discussions with Digital Pharma Lab and also the startups. So we're really looking forward for that challenge that we have so far.
Great. Thank you very much, both of you. So let's play together. We have a new way of exploration that we will launch in the next few weeks. So thanks again. We will meet in a few minutes together, and I'll give the stage to Pascal, I think, that is running. And thanks again. See you later.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Merci Angélie, merci David. I speak in French a little bit. And now I'm very happy to welcome a startup, but this time it will be very live indeed, because it's not a video, it's a true person. And it's Swazik. Can you come over? So the name of the startup is Vemli. It's very interesting because it's a new way of detailing. So I let Swazik introduce herself and explain what Vemli is. Swazik, you have 2 minutes? Yeah. Max.
Thanks a lot, Pascal. So, my name is Swazik Ambrosi. I am the founder of Vemli. And with my associate, we solve problems which cost for industry healthcare over 1 billion euros. Ça ne marche pas. Ah, c'est bon. So, 1 million euros is the annual amount spent on drug promotion in France. The health industry depends on sales force that visits physicians. However, such visits are becoming less and less popular for physicians. And more than 50% of these visits are not profitable for pharma companies. And with the current lockdown, the weakness of the system is becoming obvious. So, Vemli is the first drug promotion platform that meets the expectations of the physicians. It smoothes out the relationship with the pharmaceutical companies. In 1 semester, we have concluded agreement with 10 customers. More specifically, Vemli provides a platform that the doctor navigates anonymously. Our algorithm suggests video-presented drugs information and related to the doctor's therapeutic issue and related to rare disease information. Doctors can ask questions directed at the company, request appointment with sales representative, and recommend video to their peers. Our solution increases the efficiency of the sales force, and with our dashboard, the company can measure the impact of the promotion. Our solution is free for doctors, and the company pays an annual fee depending on the number of videos uploaded. We develop several partnerships with doctors' associations, with hospitals, and with private companies. So, to summarize, Vemli is a new channel of promotion used for both innovative and mature projects to reach physicians who are not yet known by your sales force. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Swazik. So I hope you will have a lot of crush with pharma companies, sorry. And my great pleasure today again to welcome another startups, which is Healthtech. And here is Jonathan Abou, who is a pharmacist himself, who will introduce Healthtech. Jonathan.
Glad to be here. Hello, good morning. So I'm Jonathan Abou. I'm a pharmacist with a double degree in business school and engineering school. Finally to become an entrepreneur, and I have 60 seconds to present you Healthtech. Healthtech is a telemedicine startup, and our vision is to connect patients and doctors at distance and build complete telemedicine ecosystem with all healthcare professionals. So we have developed a platform, a telemedicine platform that allow doctors to follow up monitoring their patient with many tools, many features like calendar, video conference, e-prescription, etc., etc. And actually many thousands of teleconsultations are made every day, and we want to move forward and in order to improve the quality of teleconsultation. You know that we need, with new patients, we need some auscultation. So for that, we connect these tools, this medical device. As you can see, it's very small, and we place this medical device in pharmacies, in retirement home, for nurses too. And this device can examine that allow doctors examine some patient completely. It can examine heart, lung, temperature, ears, throat. It's quite revolutionary, and it's beginning right now with pharmacists. And I strongly believe in this combination of health. Startup healthcare and big pharma. We already tested, and it was a big success with big pharma, and we want to play too. So you are invited to play with us with these tools, with our software and our community of healthcare professionals. Thank you very much.
What's also very interesting with Healthtech is that you can also access, for pharma companies and the promotion teams, you can access the doctors that are doing telemedicine, thanks to Healthtech. So now we have a video of Hospitalidé, which is another startup that is present. Okay. No, they are with us on Zoom. They will speak in French. So, Loïc, are you here? Est-ce que vous êtes là? Bah, apparemment, they are not here. Yes? Loïc, can you hear me? Okay. Open your microphone.
Vous m'entendez?
Oui.
Okay.
C'est à vous.
Thank you, Pascal. Sorry, but my English is bad. I have been speaking English for so long, so I will speak in French just for the moment. Hospitalidé recueille les avis des patients sur leur séjour à l'hôpital, sur leur parcours de soins, principalement en oncologie, sur d'autres aires thérapeutiques, et puis sur les traitements et la qualité de vie des patients associés à ces traitements. À partir de fin d'année 2020, début 2021, on collectera aussi les avis des patients sur les thérapies digitales, les solutions de e-santé. Toutes ces données d'entrée sont multiples en miroir du parcours patient et nous permettent du coup de constituer un pack de données centré sur la qualité de vie du patient. Les enjeux que nous avons, ce sont de connaître les comportements des patients face à la maladie et de mesurer leur qualité de vie au fil de l'eau. Alors, que proposons-nous au laboratoire? Si la page suivante veut bien s'afficher. Nous proposons des mesures sur la compréhension du vécu des patients au quotidien. Pour ça, nous réalisons des études d'opinion qui permettent de poser des mesures sur le séjour, le parcours de soins, l'adhésion au traitement, les modes de suivi. suivant les enjeux des laboratoires, on peut développer des études scientifiques qui permettent d'élever le niveau de qualité de la donnée dans le contenu et dans la méthodologie. Pour garantir la qualité des données et en vue de publication scientifique ou bien d'opposabilité aux autorités de santé afin de prendre en considération les mesures de qualité de vie dans les étapes de réévaluation économique des molécules qui arrivent à échéance. Et puis, en cette fin d'année, comme je disais en introduction, on évalue aussi les dispositifs de e-santé. Et du coup, nous pourrons compléter ces données-là. C'est quelque chose de nouveau dans le scope. Et c'est pour ça que nous invitons les laboratoires à exprimer leurs besoins auprès de nous, s'ils le souhaitent, sur le digital, pour qu'on puisse prendre en considération en ce moment, dans l'accélération de la digitalisation, soit vis-à-vis des patients autour des données de qualité de vie, soit des médecins. J'ai fini, Pascal.
Thank you very much for this demonstration about your company. Hello, hello everyone. My name is Thibaud and we should be in line with Takeda and Laure Monange, especially. Laure, could you hear me?
Could you hear me too?
Yes, we hear you. Good to see you, Laure. Thank you for being here for Digital Pharma Lab Season 3. And even more important, thank you for Takeda for being once again partner of this event. To start, Laure, even if we know Takeda, could you please give us a quick overview of your company in France?
Yes, good morning, everybody. I'm happy to be with you today. So to present Takeda, Takeda is the first Japanese company created, a very old company created in 1781. It's a value-based R&D driven pharmaceutical leader. And Takeda committed to bringing better health and a brighter future to patients by translating science into highly innovative medicine. In France, we currently focus on 4 core therapeutic areas, gastroenterology, oncology, rare diseases, and hematology. After the merger with Shire, we now rank in France 20th, and we have 270 employees. In terms of my responsibilities, with my team, we focus this year to support the multi-channel engagement for in-field people through new digital tools, conduct the digital acceleration, and support creation of innovative solutions linked to patient pathway. And we try to digitalize all our meetings and congresses. And finally, we will implement tools to support the measure of customer experience.
Okay, thank you very much. It's clear. So a lot of challenges are coming. So regarding those challenges and Takeda top priorities, could you tell us a bit more about your expectations with this new season of Digital Pharma Lab?
Yes, I think that as many of us currently, our major concern is about how to reconnect with our customers, HCPs and stakeholders. So for Takeda, looking for innovation in France, it's in priority, as many of people who have spoken before, to focus on finding solutions to support the success of our treatments and to position ourselves as a real partner in terms of disease management for HCPs, and not only to be seen as a drug seller. Moreover, the current COVID context has accelerated these needs of innovative approaches, not only for HCPs to manage patients, but also for us, the way of approaching our customers and address their needs. That means that we need to find innovative solutions to address this patient's pathway, but also innovative tools to communicate, and we heard before some examples. So Takeda has just begun to engage these partnerships with startups. I totally agree, even if it's a little bit provocative with Paul Smith's presentation, but really this is a new paradigm.
We need to support more innovation in the solution we can bring to customers and patients. And our will is to be more open to all new ideas coming from these young structures as startup. And really, it's useful for us to change the way of how we work. We want to create some new opportunities for us and for them. And the interest is to push ourselves outside the traditional process and guarantee through innovation. And I can say that it will be a more opportunistic way to work with startup and new companies.
Having the chance to know you, Laure, I know that in the last couple of years you have been able to roll out several innovative projects with startups already. Can you tell us a bit more about this with at least two or three examples maybe?
Yes, so to illustrate that, I would just like to come back on what I said before. For the first season of Digital Pharma Lab, we were very enthusiastic to participate, and we came with an idea, with a need, and finally we didn't work on that at all, because during the speed dating, which really it's a good way to discuss with these new companies, we met Uni, which we developed a very impactful project. In more detail, Uni accelerated the landscaping model, which allows us to identify disease landscape, simulation model to predict market dynamics and develop market access and commercial strategies in a new domain where Takeda has no expertise. For sure, this partnership, after complex legal discussion, gave concrete and rapid results. Then we were also part of the coalition COVID, and obviously the question was how to help physicians to follow patients in remote. And we met Colmedica, which has proposed a new solution via SMS to support diabetes patient management with personalized chat supported by an algorithm. Again, the solution goes quick results, and we have a strong support from HCPs who are very enthusiastic to work with us on that project. The main challenges we have faced for these two projects is the financial model of partnerships and to define the right partnership aligned with our legal and compliance processes. For sure, it could be a barrier to agility, but it's a great opportunity to think out of the box again and to find solutions. Working together with colleagues from other pharmaceutical companies is a way to accelerate this process. And we need to continue to work together, not as a competitor, but to bring better solutions for patients and HCPs. Now we want to leverage our capabilities and competencies issued from this two past season, and we are very happy and excited to participate to the third season and to meet new attractive companies. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much, Laure, and congratulations for all those projects you really have been able to roll out with Takeda, your pharma company. It's not only words, it's really concrete actions. So now I give the stick back to Pascal.
Thank you very much, Laure. It's a pleasure to have you again in our season, and I'm very, very happy. So see you soon. Now we have two other presentations, two other videos of startup. Thank you, Thibaud. Two other startups. The first one is Capcode, very interesting one, and the second one is Pozos. And I invite you to look at the videos.
Capcode presents Detect. 57% of the world's population uses the internet. 3.5 billion of these users are active on social networks. In France, 3 in 10 French people have already spoken about their health on the web. The online communities offer a unique opportunity to obtain real-life health data. It is still necessary to collect, process, and analyze them in order to take advantage of them. This is where Detect comes in, an innovative solution for analyzing real-life data from social networks and the web. More than 250 million messages are analyzed, originating from 50 French and English-speaking sources. as well as 700 reference products. Thanks to our double expertise, medical and technological, based on methods of artificial intelligence and natural language processing, Detect can identify medical terms within patient verbatim, identify treatment regimens, analyze care pathways, analyze side effects. A dozen different algorithms can interpret the real-life data, evaluating the perception of your medicines by patients, observing patient behavior regarding the choice or change of product, better identifying the hindrances when taking a product, or analyzing the impact of the disease on the everyday life of the patients. Our solution adapts to the specific needs of our partners and is the subject of about 15 scientific publications. For more information, go to www.detect-solutions.com. Capcode, from data to health.
Okay, thank you very much. So we have the great pleasure to have Adèle Mébarqué with us. Adèle, you need to take a microphone. So Adèle, you are a co-founder and general manager of Capcode. Can you, in addition to your video, can you give us a small anecdote or something, or your last business you can unveil?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much to invite us in this new season. We are really glad to be involved in this journey. So I'll speak a little bit about the company. So you know, in social networks nowadays, we are exchanging so much data, like cat pictures or TikTok videos and so on. That's not helpful for healthcare industry. But we know that patients are sharing their experiences regarding their treatment, regarding the care pathway, and we are trying to have a medical analysis of all these data and to bring new insights to pharmaceutical companies. So we worked a lot with several insurance companies, and during COVID-19, we were involved in several coalitions like Coalition COVID, especially to understand how this kind of pandemics can change the care pathway and how we can handle in a better view. And we all know in the healthcare industry that there is a real strong patient centricity approach we want all to develop. So this kind of approach, it's basically based on what people are saying about their medicine, what people are saying about their daily life, and the idea is to bring that at the medical stage and to understand the unmet medical needs. So I will be happy to give you more details about the company and the solution.
Thank you very much, Adèle. Thanks a lot. You can also find Adèle on LinkedIn. He's very active on LinkedIn, so if you want to follow him, it's great. So now we have another video, the video from Pozos.
Pozos, a medical search engine providing healthcare professionals with immediate answers to their medical questions.
Hello, I'm Emmanuel Bilboat, the co-founder of Pozos. Pozos is a team of pharmacists and engineers aiming to transform the way physicians, pharmacists, nurses find and learn information about drugs. We started from a simple observation that every day, healthcare professionals are asking questions about drugs. But these questions arrive when being with the patients. So they don't have time to open books, search the internet, or look for scientific papers. And they need reliable information immediately.
Pozos MVP is a new generation of medical search engine able to understand medical questions from healthcare professionals and millions of scientific and medical documents to provide the best and most relevant answer to this question immediately. Pozos allows pharma companies to better inform about their science and products, to generate more personalized interaction with healthcare professionals, and to enrich the client's knowledge. We are already working with 6 major pharma companies, mostly American companies, with the marketing and the medical departments. Now let's see how Pozos works. Let's say a healthcare professional, a physician, pharmacist, nurse, is in front of a patient and has a medical question. He goes directly on the Pozos search engine and uses the search bar as he was asking a question to a colleague in a natural language. Here, the question is about the efficacy of IMET, methotrexate molecule, used in rheumatoid arthritis. Thanks to its machine learning algorithm, Pozos understands the meaning of the question and analyzes the content of 100 pages of medical information. Pozos makes queries among the most reliable and official medical data and displays in less than a second the most relevant extracts containing answers to the asked question. The user can learn more by selecting the extract title or by going directly on the source's website page by a simple click. Pozos makes also queries on PubMed and display the most relevant abstracts. Again, the source's page is easily accessible by a simple click. The result page always shows drug indication card and general cards about dosage and side effect. It displays also the medical team contact of the pharma company via a specific button and the possibility to submit a pharmacovigilance case. With Pozos, healthcare professionals don't need to spend time selecting the right and official website anymore and losing a precious time to screen every paragraph to get the information they are looking for. Our AI-based medical search engine provides the most relevant and reliable answers to their medical questions immediately.
Thank you very much. So we've got the chance to have Emmanuel Bilbao, who is the general manager and founder of Pozos. Good day, Emmanuel. How are you?
Fine, fine. Thanks for welcoming us here.
Great. So can you give us a short insight on Pozos, for instance, during the COVID, or what it can bring?
Yeah, I think something will never change is that HCPs need information about drugs. But we think that physicians are seated on a mountain of information, and we don't think that bringing more information to them will really help them. So we think that what physician needs is answers to their question. So the objective of our AI search engine is to get the question from the physicians and provide only the extract that provide an answer to his question. Why is that so important for pharma companies during the COVID-19? Is that, of course, you need to provide this information when the physician needs it. And usually he won't ask question at home on Saturday, on Sunday. He will ask question when he's with his patients. So he has to prescribe a drug and have a question. So Pozos, if you have this Pozos solution on your website, he's sure that within 1 second he will get the information he needs. So that will convert also prescription into good prescription to make sure that the patient is well treated. That's the first reason, that you can provide answers when the physician is with his patients. Of course, the sales reps can't do that. Secondly, and that's very important for buying companies, if you get a question from the physician through Pozos, that means that you can have a reactive visit. And an MSL can give a call or go to the physicians to provide additional information. This is fully compliant. Currently, 7 pharma companies work with them already on that, which means that the MSL can use every question that the pharma companies receive with Pozos to provide additional information through a visit. So that will drive to more interaction with physicians. And the third one is if you get questions from physicians, of course, you identify their information needs and you can provide more personal information visits with the sales rep and bring more value during the visits. And we think that physicians currently will limit also the visit because maybe they don't need all the visits. They need visits that provide values and so personal information. And Pozos make it possible to provide that.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. So yes, we can applaud. The good news is now for the good news. Round of applause. The good news is now with some solution like Pozos, like Vemly, and some others. You know, we can and Healthtech, we have changed the way drug promotion is done, and it's a good news now in this time of crisis. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. And now it's time to go to the conclusion of this meeting. And thank you very much for being with us up to the end. And the conclusion word is for Didier, my associate Didier.
So hello, so my name is Didier. I'm the other co-founder with Pascal of Digital Pharma Lab. And my conclusion will be quick because I have only 3 words as a conclusion. But before that, I want to thank you all our partners, so Bpifrance, who is hosting us today, EIT Health, also the pharma companies that have joined this new season, so Servier, Biogen, GSK, Bayer, Takeda, and Abbott. Of course, all the PharmaTech, European PharmaTech startup that joined these PharmaTech revolutions, and our also wonderful digital Pharma Lab teams who are all around you and have organized this event. And of course, the technical team that you can't see that are in this room and that made a wonderful job to handle all this technical organization. So the first word is wake-up call. Of course, we know that we are going through this very difficult COVID-19 pandemic crisis. But as a reminder, the Chinese character for crisis is the combination of danger and opportunity. So we see the danger, but now what is the opportunity? The opportunity is that pharmaceutical companies and pharmaceutical industry people see that they are very important for the future. That's why now in all the news, in all articles, people are saying what is the pharmaceutical industry is doing. And they have transformed the pharmaceutical industry into the new heroes. So now, as pharmaceutical industries, we have the responsibility to be these new heroes and to take the responsibility to change or to make a better world. The second word was spoken by Paul Sims. It's a wonderful word that is serendipity, and serendipity means openness, means meeting, and especially disruptive encounters. Disruptive encounters is when you meet something that you know will change your future. And inside Digital Pharma Lab, that's what we are doing. You look for a solution, and we will scout all the world looking for the right startup that can cooperate with you. And it's not about the technical solution. It's usually because you meet with the right people. Because at the end of the day, innovation is very, very human. And the last word is impact. Because people, of course, they need a solution. Our health system needs a new solution and needs to be reinvented. But we have now to take this opportunity to develop our business and to develop an impactful business. So the conclusion, it's let's impact and create a better world together. So thank you to join this new season 3 of Digital Pharma Lab. And I have the honor to say that in the next 3 months, we will create a lot of new opportunities, a lot of new meetings, and thank you all for joining this event today. Thank you.
Everybody in the Zoom, are here. Thank you very much to all of you, and a big round of applause for all of you. Thank you again for being with us. Thank you, Laure. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everybody. It's great. Thank you, Paul, and your bicycle. Thank you, Karine. Thank you, David, Angélie, and Stéphanie. Okay, now it's over. You can go and have a good lunch. Thank you very much. Bye.
For some of the people, of course, we will do the speed dating.
Yes, the speed dating is right now.
In 30 minutes from now.